Hello everybody and welcome to my 2000 subscriber Q&A video. We're actually a fair bit above 2000. We're at 2040 something now. Because we hit 2000 last night right before I went to work, so I couldn't record this till I got home today. So we've got a good number of questions to answer. We've got some questions here, and we've got some questions here. So let's go through all of these. I plan to answer all of these questions. I don't think there's any that have, like, any awkwardness to them that I wouldn't be comfortable answering, but I don't know. I didn't double check before recording, I'm just assuming. So let's go ahead and get into this. Let's see. Starting off, we've got Nate. Listen to a lot of your Rambo videos, and I swear each one has you saying you want to add another thing to your plate, like starting another series or redoing old ones. What would you say is the motivation behind this? So a lot of people want to be a content creator, like as their full-time job. And a lot of people will work on making content with that as the dream, that as the eventual goal. I'm actively, right now, this very minute, actively working towards that at all times. I am making sure that I'm consistent with daily uploads. I want to go through and make sure I have consistent good content for you all to watch and enjoy. I want to go back and take all of the old content that I have and improve it, make it better. I want to have the best content that I can have and entertain as many people as I possibly can so that I can make this a proper career. And so it's really just that simple, that I am on track to this being a full-time job in the future. And so I'm making sure I stay on track by doing everything I can to keep it going. I've got 2 notifications. What are they? Oh, I got a heart. Okay. Next up, 2 generic questions. Was there anyone that inspired you to become a YouTuber? Yes, actually, there was. I'll get to that real quick. So this wonderful person here, the RuneScape YouTuber and Twitch streamer, Bodhi. He is a few years older than me, but he shares the same birthday as me, September 16th. He is also a ginger. It's kind of amusing, but he is a RuneScape Twitch streamer who does YouTube content, and he was my inspiration to start doing YouTube videos, and he was my inspiration to stream on Twitch in the first place. I haven't streamed on Twitch in a little while. I haven't streamed consistently in even longer, but I'm making YouTube. Maybe I'll go back to doing Twitch videos at some point, but I'm not sure. But Bodhi was my inspiration. And then as for how did I get into Windcraft, I have answered this previously, actually, over on Draco's channel. He's got a video. Pull up Draco. Draco has... Where is it? There it is. What do Windcraft YouTubers really think? And I'm even the little preview right there. It's it's very fitting. But yeah. If you want to see why I do Windcraft content and how I got into Windcraft, that right there will give you that answer. I could answer it here, but as I have already answered it and I want him to get more views on his video, you're gonna have to go watch his video for that. What gave you the motivation / perseverance to be able to run Sandswept Tomb 500 times? And would you be able to run it with your eyes closed, except for checking the randomly selected rooms? Would I be able to run it with my eyes closed? No, definitely not. Yeah, not even close. I'm gonna be honest with you, I couldn't even do one of the parkours, like the parkour that I'm the best at. I couldn't even do that parkour with my eyes closed, let alone the whole dungeon. What gave me the motivation and perseverance? I didn't want to spend the time to do like 80 of them and then give up. It was just sort of stubbornness, I guess, where I was just like, I'm going to finish this. I'm not giving up. And so I just kept going. I didn't do it a lot all at once. I did little by little by little. Like I would do a few runs every day here and there. Sometimes I would skip days. Some days I would do like 15, 20 runs. And I would just do a little bit all the time and just keep going until I got it done. And it was a grind, that's for sure. I definitely don't want to do it again. What motivates you to keep playing Windcraft? As a player who used to have 1,400 or plus hours on Wind before deleting 3 of their level 5 classes, this is what I need to, this is what I struggle with the most. Motivation. I've grown tired of raids, loot running, all of it. What keeps you going on this server? I need to know. The same thing that's kept me able to play Terraria for around 3,000 hours now and being just as entertained with it as I was when I started. Challenge runs. Do something different with the same content. Play the same stuff, but with a slight twist on it that makes it to where you have to actually think when you're going through and you're doing things. You have to actually put a little bit of time and energy into everything you're doing in a way that's fulfilling and entertaining to both do and, in my case, watch because I'm making videos for it. That is the primary thing that keeps me motivated, is doing those challenges, and I've got many more that I want to try, and I'm really excited to do them. All right, would you ever consider playing a few more lesser known games like Don't Starve Together, A Hat in Time, or maybe even something like Celeste? Almost forgot to add a question mark. So I currently have a series running for Brotato, which is a game that's in beta, and it is definitely lesser known. I don't really have any plans for those specific games, but when it comes to how well known a game is, that's not really a consideration for whether or not I'm going to try out the game. It's just, do I have the time for it? Does this look like fun? If yes to both, I will try it at some point on my channel. Um, in most cases, it's going to look like fun, and I'm not going to have the time to do it. So I don't know where we'll stand there, but if I can find the time and it looks like fun, basically everything is going to end up being on the table at some point. It might be a few years from now, but it'll happen. If you could add a challenge mode to win, what would it be? Hmm. Uh, that's a tough one. What challenge mode would I add? Hmm. I guess I really like the idea of a group challenge mode where you and a friend or a couple friends have like a special private bank that's separate from any other bank on your accounts, and you can access it and they can access it and then no one else can access it. And um playing this game mode also like locks you into like a custom version of Iron Man where you can trade between each other. It's something that Old School RuneScape has. They have group Iron Man, and I think it would be really cool to have something like that. My Dungeon Master Challenge series is an Iron Man series, and there's people doing like duo Dungeon Master, and I feel like that would make it a little easier for them if they could, interact with each other, and then having like even just one page of bank that the two of them can share between each other would be really interesting, I guess. That's really all I can think to say about it. It's probably the only challenge mode I can think of. I don't really feel that the different restrictions that I impose on myself really like need their own game mode necessarily. So, if you could change something about each of the classes, what would you change? Um, hmm. I apologize for the long, thoughtful silence that you have to endure effectively. 'Cause I don't know. Maybe a few weeks ago I would have had plenty of things to say, but due to the beta and all the things that I've been trying out with the different classes, I don't really know what I would change about all of them. There's something I'd change about Shaman for sure, and that's making everything built around the totem. I don't like that. I'm fine with the totem being the focal point. I'm not fine with everything being built around the totem. I'd like to be able to, utilize my movement spell without having to throw out a totem first and time it properly. Otherwise, I just get chucked into the ground. I don't get to launch myself into the air if I don't time the movement correctly. So I would tweak things slightly to where maybe the movement spell doesn't pull you as far, but you could pull yourself just in general, and you don't necessarily have to have a totem around. You just pull yourself less. I don't know. Some way for the totem not to be necessary. We haven't seen Shaman in 2.0 yet, so we'll see what it is like different wise. Different wise. What difference it makes. Are you ever going to build anything on your housing plot? I have something on my housing plot on my main assassin. I've got a little tiny house with no roof. I didn't have enough materials to build a roof, and I was not about to go gathering to get them. What's your favorite food, drink, color? My favorite food is steak. A nice, juicy, medium rare steak. I prefer filet mignon, but pretty much any steak is fine by me. It's delicious. Favorite drink is apple juice. I just really like apple juice. I haven't bought any in a little while, but I do like to just go buy apple juice to have. My favorite color is pink. If you couldn't tell from my channel, I have pink on my profile picture and my banner. I like pink. Will you ever do a set items only challenge run? Yes, I will. I've had that planned for a long time. It's not something that is like the next thing I do unless it's voted on. Um, because I did a poll a while back to see what challenge I should do next, and that was before I ran into a brick wall with my Dungeon Master series, and so oh, and that was also before I had access to my community tab. So I'll do a new poll when I get closer to the end of Dungeon Master to decide like what the challenge is going to be properly. And set items only would be one of those potentials. There's a reply here. Oh, just someone talking about that. Oh no, I didn't react. All right, next up. How do you feel about the political and economic state of... Damn it. On a more serious note, how would you feel if chickens grew gills and lived in the ocean? What would you think they'd taste like, look like, feel like, etc.? This is very important. Okay, so taste like, they'd taste like chicken. But it wouldn't be called chicken. It'd be called sea chicken. What would they look like? They'd look like the Pokemon Kyogre. I'm sorry. It's a reference to my friend Tom, the idiot 01, he had a Pixelmon server a while back, and I believe it was my friend Nav who kept calling Kyogre a sea chicken. So it would look like a Kyogre. That would be a sea chicken. What would it feel like? I imagine it would probably feel like an axolotl. Yeah. Just picture an axolotl. That's how it would feel. Favorite moment or experience from your time as a content creator? Ooh, that's a fun one. Um, so few years ago, like 4.5, 5 years ago, something like that. It's a while ago. Back when I used to stream on Twitch fairly consistently, there was a new feature introduced to Twitch called Drops. And basically, the way Drops works is a game can enable drops, and then if you have your Twitch account linked to your game account and someone is streaming that game and doing certain things in that game, you can get items in game just for watching their stream. And the game Warframe was one of the first games to utilize these drops. And they utilized them for the release of the Plains of Eidolon. And what they did was they made it to where if you completed certain specific achievements, then your viewers would get a special drop, and then any achievement like obtained in game would give people a drop plus one drop every hour that you were playing. Myself and a couple other people decided, and I was not an originator, I came in toward the end of this, like only a couple days before the whole thing ended rather than way at the beginning. We decided that rather than just play the game and have people watch and get a few drops, we would specifically make new accounts and farm achievements on those new accounts, because there's a lot of achievements you can get in the early game. And so we'd farm up like 20, 30 achievements in an hour, and we would get all of those achievements and then make another account and do it all again. We'd have to relink our Twitch account to that new account so that it would register everything, but we'd do that over and over and over and over again. And it resulted in me having thousands of viewers. Many of them were lurkers, sure, but there were dozens or if not hundreds of people talking in chat. There were over like 300 unique chatters on that stream. I averaged 2,600 viewers. I peaked at like 3,600. It was insane. It was a ton of fun. And unfortunately, I was not able to continue doing that. The next day, I wasn't available to do the drops farming. And then the day after that, they shut down the event 3 days early, like the drops event, because a quarter of their entire system infrastructure was being used to send in-game mail for the drops. And that was not something that they could reliably sustain, and so they had to shut it down early. And so I only got to do it for 2 days. One day that was like a little bit, where I got a few hundred viewers, and then one day where I did really, really well, and then that was it. But that day was a ton of fun. And if I had been able to do that a few more times and been able to be consistent with streaming afterward, I could have built up a fairly large stream, and I would probably have been a full-time content creator by now. It's a shame that I missed out on that, but that was my favorite moment. That was a lot of fun. It's like, just imagine going from having a dozen, maybe 2 dozen people watching you to having 100 times that. It's a big difference. What program do you use to edit videos? And if it's paid, do you have any recommendations for free alternatives? I use Adobe Premiere. I was trained on Adobe Premiere back in a digital media arts digital media arts class in high school. And so I'm very comfortable with it. It's my favorite to use. It is definitely paid. It's a subscription service. I hate that they changed it to a subscription service. I wish I had gotten it when it was just buy to own. Do I have any recommendations for free alternatives? The of all the different free ones, Hit Film feels the most like Premiere, so that's the one that works best for me personally, just because of how it feels. But in terms of free alternatives, your best bet is gonna be fucking DaVinci Resolve. It has a free version that's probably the best free option on the market, so definitely go with that. If you could live anywhere, where would that be? Probably Japan. I really like their culture, and I genuinely think it would be a lot of fun to just live over there. Have I ever met someone famous? No, no, I have not. My sister has. Um, my sister and I used to work at a movie theater a long while back, and we live fairly close to where the author John Green. He also has the Crash Course YouTube channel. Um, he wrote like The Fault in Our Stars and Paper Towns and stuff, and he lives very nearby. Like he lives literally just a couple miles away from me, and um, she was just working at the theater, just running a register, and he came in, and she helped him out, got to meet him, and I just wasn't working that day. And he is literally the only famous person that I want to meet, because at the end of all of his Crash Course videos, he always says, as they say in my hometown, don't forget to be awesome. And I'm just sitting here, it's like, this is your hometown. I live in your hometown. I've never heard anybody say that. Where did that come from? I want to ask him that in person, but I have to meet him for that, and I've just never run into him. I could run into him at my nearby Target. I just never do. I've seen people have pictures like on their Facebook account of them meeting him in Target, and I just haven't ever encountered him. So I wish I had met someone famous, but no, I have not. What is my favorite drink? I answered that already. Apple juice. What is my favorite song? Ooh, my favorite song is it's called "Grave of the Fireflies" by the Raven Age. Um, if you are familiar with anime movies, there is an anime movie called Grave of the Fireflies. I actually own it as part of a box set over here. If I can pull it out of the drawer. There we go. I own it as part of this box set here. Studio Ghibli. Yeah. One of the discs in here has Grave of the Fireflies on it. It is this one. I can pull it up. That one right there. And it is a true story. It tells the story of I think he's a teenager, but like a young teenager, like he's like 13, 14. I think 14. Of like a 14-year-old boy and his little sister in Japan during the United States' retaliation after Pearl Harbor during World War II, when we were firebombing civilians. It is very dark. It is very sad. It is a true story. And the song tells the same story. And it's a very nice song. Not nice as in pleasant, nice as in I just really like the song. It is a metal song, but I like it. What was your favorite subject in high school? In terms of traditional subjects, my favorite one would be math. Just, it's always been something that I've been very good at. In terms of electives as well, by digital media arts, that was something that I took. That would definitely be my favorite. Do I have a tattoo? Yes, I do. I have the Ouroboros from Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood. Specifically, it's Greed's. Specifically, the second iteration of Greed. The original Greed has it facing the other way. This Greed has it upside down. It's my favorite character from the anime, so. Are you a dog person or a cat person? Figured from the video where I was playing with Squish, it would be very obvious. I am a cat person. Do I have a favorite sport? No, I do not like sports. I do not have a favorite. I have played soccer. I have played basketball. I've tried tennis. Was never able to actually get into that. Dog shit at basically all sports. I have asthma, so this exercise doesn't really agree with me. So I'm not into sports. Moving on. Will you branch out to bigger games, be it RPGs like Skyrim or MMOs like WoW or something else? I will branch out to bigger games, yes. Will I branch out to Skyrim specifically? Possibly. I might try doing some Skyrim. I do own Skyrim. Will I play MMOs like WoW? Not likely. I do not see myself playing WoW. One of the problems with MMOs is the amount of time they require of you to actually play them. And so a lot of MMOs might be fun to play, but it's a little iffy on whether or not I'd actually commit to them. So I'm not certain there, but in terms of something like Skyrim, definitely. Bigger games in general, I'm definitely going to do some bigger games, just not right now, a little later. Although, to be fair, it's kind of hard to play bigger than Minecraft, but I digress. What's more exciting, your birthday or 2,000 subs? 2,000 subs. This is something that it's the first time this has ever happened to me. I have never hit 2,000. I've hit 1,000 before. I have a Twitch channel with 1,500 followers, so I've hit 1,000 before, but I've never hit 2,000 before. 2,000's a new big thing for me. My birthday comes every year. It's like, I'm 25 this year. In a month and 10 days, I'll be 25. Sure, 25 only comes once, but the birthday that's already a thing that happens all the time. Can I solo Legendary Island? I haven't even attempted it before, so maybe someday, but right now, no. What do I think about the vanish changes? I hate them. Does it mean it's not an assassin anymore? Yes. Yes, it does, because you can only actually be an assassin on 2 of the 3 ability trees. You can't be an assassin on a 3rd one. If you're an acrobat, you can't be an assassin. So you're not an assassin. How did your YouTube name originate? So there's this wonderful little game that exists called Yu-Gi-Oh! And there is a card, Yu-Gi-Oh! We've got Chaos Emperor Dragon, Envoy of the End. This lovely little boy here. So, my favorite archetype in Yu-Gi-Oh! Is the Chaos archetype. It is cards that have Chaos in their name, or in the case of Chaos Soldier, when it was translated to English, the Black Luster Soldier cards. So, Black Luster Soldier, Envoy of the Beginning, and then just the regular Black Luster Soldier and Black Luster Soldier, Soldier of Chaos, all these cards. The Chaos archetype is my favorite. It's a bunch of light and dark cards that focus around banishing, and then the ritual cards and this one link card. And they are like my favorite cards in the game. And so I just love all of the Chaos stuff, and I love dragons. There is a Chaos Emperor dragon, and there's a bunch of dragon stuff that came in later that wasn't quite relevant because I had the name idea before the Chaos Dragon variant existed, but that was my whole thing. It's like I liked all the chaos stuff. There's a chaos emperor dragon. I like dragons too, so let's just chaos dragon. That would be what my name was. Originally, I wasn't able to get chaos dragon exactly on most different sites that I was on, but I was able to claim the name on Twitch, and so that's the name that I use on YouTube as well. I am chaos dragon, named for the deck that I play in Yu-Gi-Oh. I play chaos dragons, and then just chaos in general, chaos emperor dragon itself. There's chaos dragon Levianeer. I can pull that up. Yeah, here's chaos dragon Levianeer, the cool one. Anyway, let's move on. Oh, I've been skipping liking these. My favorite music is rock and metal. My favorite types of music. I like most all music, but those are my favorites. And funny name is not found. Cool. They comment this on every single thing that I post and upload. It's kinda hilarious. Alright, moving on to the other ones. So we've got 2 questions. First, what are my future plans for my channel, such as collaboration, more content I want to make? Do I have any special objectives being a content creator? So future plans, I do have plans for more Windcraft series. I have plans to do more Terraria series. I have plans to do a full playthrough of every single Dragon Quest game. Dragon Quest 1 through 9, 10's an MMO, so not playing 10. 11, and then Dragon Quest 12 will be coming out at some point, so I'll be playing that. I want to do some Borderlands content. I enjoy Borderlands 2. Borderlands 3 is alright. Borderlands 1 is very nostalgic for me because I've put way too many hours in Borderlands 1. I plan to, at some point, try doing some Pokemon content. I don't know if it will be in the form of Pixelmon or in the form of actual Pokemon games. I'm not decided on what I'll do for that yet, but I do want to do something Pokemon related just for fun. When Hytale comes out, I want to do a lot of content on Hytale. I do have future plans to do some collaborations. I'm not going to share with whom or what the collaboration will be, simply because is the spoilers. I don't want y'all stealing my ideas. And hopefully we can get Slythen in a position to where he will be able to consistently be able to get back into doing things normally with his life, and he could edit his episode. We can upload the next couple episodes of our co-op Let's Play, and we can continue that. But I don't know when that will be, but I really hope it can be sometime soon. Second question, is there a game that's not currently out that you want to play? Yes, Dragon Quest 12, Hytale. Those are the main 2. Those are the 2 games that I like really want more than basically anything else. And that's that. This wasn't a question. What would you do if when you breathe the sun goes into low battery mode, where the battery is being preserved by... What? I'm just confused by this. I breathe, the sun goes into low battery mode. So it just gets darker when I breathe? I mean, I tend to stay indoors most of the time, and I'm awake at night and a lot less during the day usually. So I don't think I would care, honestly. I don't really need the sun too much. Where did my name come from? I already answered that. Let's see. Nope. Didn't like. Nope, 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 nope. All right, and that looks like that is the last question we had on our Q&A. Did anybody throw one in? Nope. All right, so that's going to conclude this wonderful, lovely little Q&A. I'm going to finish it off with a little surprise. I bought some of these little Terraria pins. There's little, like, mystery collectible pins. I saw them on the website when I was buying a shirt, and I just had to buy a few of them. And so I wanted to open this and see what I get. What pin do I get? So there are a whole bunch of them on there. The Queen Bee and the Eye of Cthulhu are rare. The that the that looks like the last fractal, actually, in terms of the sword that's there. I think it's supposed to be the Terrorblade, but it looks like the old model that's currently like the last fractal, a game, like an item that's not used. I think that's what that is. Anyway, it's supposed to be the Terrorblade. It's the ultra rare one. And then there's a bunch of like common ones. So let's see what we get. We got the walking goldfish. He's a little goldfish that's walking on two legs. And he's a little pin. A little pixel pin. He's adorable. And you can pin him to your jacket or your backpack or something. So I got 4 more of these. I'll throw them into some Terraria videos later on. So I thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and thank you all for 2,000 subscribers.